Second class, here we go. Had to wait for the sun to go down because we have such amazing light in the studio that we usually appreciate, except for when our interning videographer, Miss Tracy, is actually trying to get a decent shot. So here we are. Ideas to try and bring you some of these classes. We're sending you the classes online, trying to bring it to you a little bit with the feel of the studio while we're either at home, doing our, what do we call it again? Our social distancing, all of those. Oh, look at the camera. Okay, I'm getting cues. So I'm actually talking to Tracy because she actually is here. Hi, Tracy. Hi. Wave to everybody. She'll maybe appear sometime in the shot when she's using that GoPro of hers. Okay, so we're sort of making a bit of an assumption that you've been sitting on the bike for 10 to 15 minutes and turning the pedals around. If some of our guys were here, it's kind of like, I show up half an hour before class, they've already been on the bikes for 5 minutes, rocking it out. So you've had a little bit of time riding the bike, and I'm just gonna finish off the warm-up, going into a few specifics to make sure that you've got a little bit of work in your legs and you're ready to do our main workout. I'll go through the workout in a minute, but the gist of it, we're doing two 21-minute pieces. One is a long climb simulation, looking at working on our climbing endurance, cadence efficiency. Gonna start in some little higher cadences at what we feel is around your hour power number. Do that by perceived effort, or if you know your numbers, you're riding with power, we can work with that. And if we have a few little bumps in the cadence, bring up the effort, settle back, and then a little shorter time at your FTP or your 70%. And then same thing. We're gonna cycle through that for 21 minutes. All right, we have some Spotify lists. And welcome to jump into that and use it, a little bit of creativity there required on your part, but use some of that music, or I'm sure you have lots of your own, and you can always turn the volume down on me for a bit, turn the volume up on the playlist, however you want to do this, okay? So I said we made the assumption our legs are a little bit warm already. Some people, I'm gonna assume that most people dropping into this already have a concept of the numbers that we use, working from aerobic number 50%, 60%, up into around our 70% or 7 out of 10, which is going to be close to your hour power, in around your hour power, and then moving into the higher levels of your threshold, which is at about your 85% of MAP. All right, so right now, if you can just bring in at a comfortable cadence, 90 to 100 RPM. I'm right at 95. I want you at your 50% number. We're just gonna hang out here for the best part of 90 seconds. Just gonna go through some of the motions of checking in with our body for the day, for the workout. So nice and relaxed, and bringing in a gear that gives you either an effort of 5 out of 10, or a power number of 50%. All right, last minute we're gonna be here. And while you're here, so I'm just gonna back off, I'm a little bit hard already. So I want you to think from the top of your head down to your toes. Let's just check in on everything. So I always like to remind people to be, a little bit quiet in the face. Quite often when you're scrunching up your forehead, you're also starting to go like this, right? Bringing your shoulders up to your ears, getting all tight. Arms get locked, hands get tight. So let's just relax. Bring the shoulders down, soft elbows, light hands, and settle into that cadence at 50%. Just under 30 seconds to go. And I'm gonna get you to bring it up a gear to what feels like 6 out of 10, or your 60% number, if you know what that is, from doing our max aerobic power, which is your 100%. All right, so in 10 seconds, a little bit less now, in 5, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna increase the gear just a little bit. 6 out of 10. Same cadence, accepting that new workload, feeling it come into the muscles. You wanna try and activate everything before we get started. So part of a warm-up is getting you ready. It's workout preparation. So workout preparation is touching your zones, bringing in maybe a little bit of lactic acid just at the end so that your body's kind of woken up and it's ready for what you're gonna do for the workout. And like I said, 2 big 21-minute sections. So we're not gonna be starting out too hard, but I want you to feel at least what you're gonna be doing in the minutes to come. All right, so we got another 30 seconds here, and I'm gonna get you to lift the gear again, a little bit. Right now though, while we're still going relatively easy, let's just think about the lower half of our body a little bit. Nice engaged core. That's basically base of your pedal stroke, and then down through your legs, getting into the rhythm, down into your feet. I like to think of my feet as the connection to my power, my generation of power. So I check in with them a lot. I count all kinds of coping strategies to make efforts and hard efforts easier. Okay? So we're gonna increase that gear again, like I said, a little bit more, bringing it up to that 7 out of 10 feeling, using your gear, a little bit more workload, and now you can feel a little bit more recruitment in here, hamstrings. So again, deep breath, bring your shoulders down, relax, and just get that effort into your legs, kind of accept the new workload on your muscles, relax, and settle in. Okay, we're gonna do 1 more increase, just touching closer to our 8 out of 10. I don't want you to be blowing your brains out here. We've got a lot of work ahead, but in just under 20 seconds, I'm gonna get you to do 1 last increase. All right, in 15, 8 out of 10, bringing that gear in 10 seconds now. All right, counting it down for you. I'm starting to sweat. Oh, yay. And in 3, 2, a little bit more gear. Just gonna touch that. Big kind of push over your 70%. Just for the best part of 30 seconds to go. Hold on to it. Focus on your feet. Nice and strong. Smooth circles. I had a coach one time talked about not smashing the eggs. You want to be pulling along the bottom of your pedal stroke into the back, focusing on staying smooth, whatever you do. Efficient generation of power. 10 more seconds. Hold on to it. Coming up to the last 5. Last 5, 3, 2, and let's back off the gear. All right? Just relax here. Couple seconds. So just while we're waiting to get into our efforts here, had a little family conference on Zoom, I think it's called. We had all my sisters in the room. Pretty funny, everyone trying to work their respective technology. And faces getting frozen on FaceTime, holding the phone up to the Zoom, whatever. Anyway, but I got to see my family today, which is awesome because everybody's spread all over the place. And I encourage all of you to try and check in with people if they're not all at home with you. Kind of a nice feeling. So that was good. So I'm just gonna have you do one more little thing before we get into our set. You're in an easy gear. I want you just to give yourself enough gear that you can feel nice, light push against the pedals. I don't know, this is way under 5 out of 10, but we're gonna unclip one side and we're gonna do a nice, smooth pedal stroke. I don't really care which side you unclip first, but I want you to focus on the circle. And sometimes I get people to close their eyes when they're doing this just to feel all the way around 360 degrees. I'm gonna count this down. My tech manager here, she's trying to get a GoPro shot. So I'm going to give it a couple seconds. All right, and unclipping. I'm going to unclip my right side, hang the leg down, nice and smooth. You don't want too much gear. No. And thinking of keeping it smooth, keeping it round, keeping on top of the pedals, and various number of seconds, you'll start to probably feel hip flexors burn a little bit. Nice and relaxed in the upper body. And we're going to hold on to this for another, let's say 15 seconds. All right, and I'm starting to think, because the gravity helps you drop the foot down. That's the easy part. But let's go up, 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 up. Keep it nice and smooth. 3, 2, and 1. All right, clip back in, both sides. Couple quick pedal strokes. Assess whether your gear was too hard or too easy. And we're going to go the other side, same thing. I've had a lot of one-sided injuries, so I've had to do this for real sometimes with one leg being immobilized, that kind of thing. But here we go, same thing. Feels easy in the beginning. Let your ankle help your foot around the circle. Nice and relaxed in the upper body. Deep breath, shoulders down. And here we go. Starts to get a little bit of a burn. Hip flexors start to hurt. And focus on through the bottom, into the back of the pedal stroke, and up, 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 up. Hold on to that. Another 10 seconds. Have to sneak a look at the clock. Another 10. Almost at 5. And hip flexors are burning a little bit. We're focusing on keeping that pedal stroke smooth. And we're going to use that when we're doing our longer efforts. In 3, 2, and 1. All right, back to pedaling with 2 feet. I like to just touch base, touch in on that from time to time during our warm-up especially, thinking about the pedal stroke. When we're doing these longer efforts, and it's a long set, when we're doing these longer efforts, it's important to, sometimes muscles are hurting, the effort's a lot, so coming back to the basics, coming back to technique, really important, okay? So I want to focus on what that circle feels like and what we're trying to do with it. And also breaking down these longer efforts. So what we're doing, besides the train in the background, how's that going, Trace? All right. So what we're going to be doing is we're simulating a climb, essentially, where we're starting out. Let's say the bottom of the climb is really, really relaxed grade, very, very little incline. We're at a high cadence, rolling into it for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, we're going to be at 105 RPM, and we're at our 75% number. All right? After 5 minutes, we're just going to bring up the cadence for 30 seconds. So that's going to bring up our power a little bit. And then for a minute, we're going to relax back to 50%. Okay? After that, the second part of it, now the grade's still really relaxed. 75% is the wattage effort, 100 cadence, so we're dropping it a little bit. Then the same thing, 30 seconds, we'll bring the cadence up, and then we're gonna drop it back to 50% for 1 minute, and so on. So we'll do 3 minutes, a little bit harder output, okay, a little bit higher watts, and a little bit lower cadence. Same thing for the recovery, 2 minutes, 1 minute, and done. 30 seconds hard, okay? So that's what we're doing. It takes 21 minutes, so you can break it down into 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can break it down into 30 seconds at a time. You can break it down however you like. But that's gonna help you get through what essentially is 21 minutes, okay? So we're gonna be ready in 30 seconds, right? Everybody take a drink. Get some hydration in. Tends to get pretty warm on an indoor trainer, even if you are using fans, which I highly recommend. And there's no point in being uncomfortable if you're trying to get a quality workout in. So click on something for your music, using the Spotify list if you want, or whatever else you've decided you want to go with. Locking in to 21 minutes now. So 105 cadence to start. In 2, 1. Got that high cadence. We're at 75% or 7 out of 10 for a perceived effort. And we're hunkering down. We're going to get into this first part. 5 minutes is the effort before we change anything. Sometimes the longer efforts are hard to get your head around. So let's use some of those coping strategies. Focus on the cadence. Once you get into the rhythm, just hold it. Just hold that 105-ish. Don't worry about it being a little bit over, a little bit under. But basically, we're at the top kind of end of an effective cadence. We're not quite into overreaching. I tend to think of that as when we're getting into 110-ish. But we are going to pop up to that after the 5 minutes. All right? So let's just get hunkered down here. Think of some of the things that we were thinking of in the warm-up. So what were those? Relax, right? Relax. This is a long climb. We're at the bottom, focusing on the wheels around us. We're almost at 1.5 minutes already. Think about the effort. 75%, 70 to 75% is around our functional threshold power, which is our hour power. Think about it that way. But what we're going to be doing in this effort is we're going to keep doing little bumps where we bring it up over. That's going to put us into a little bit more of a workload distress. And then we're going to back off a little bit just for a short amount of time and come back again to a shorter effort, a little bit lower cadence, but the same idea. All right, hold on to that 105. We're at 2 minutes. Almost halfway through this first one. Hope you got a good song on there to help drive you through it. I got Tracy dancing. That's always good. All right, so 105. I find it a little bit hard around these cadences. They're not my super happy place, but that's part of what we're doing as well. Cadence efficiency, teaching our body to adapt, to arrange, and it just gives us a bigger repertoire to play with on different terrains. So hang around here for a bit, almost halfway through this effort. Really good, you guys. I'm sure if I had you in here, I'd be looking out and seeing some really good, hard efforts being put out, trying to stay relaxed, trying to be as efficient as you can. Let's just go to the center of our pedal stroke, right? The base of our pedal stroke, right here. Core, all right? Relax, staying on the rhythm. We're at the bottom of this climb. We're gonna make that little switchback turn, a little bit of a push, and then we're gonna get into a shorter piece. All right, almost at 3.5 minutes. I like to think of these in manageable pieces. I quite often, like I was saying, I'm a counter. Sometimes I just think of counting pedal strokes, counting seconds. I like to look at things ahead of me, tick them off as I go past. Whatever it is, they're all kind of coping mechanisms to get you through the effort. All right, locked right in there. Also, if you do have some sort of a cadence meter especially, highly advisable that you have a cadence meter to do all this work. I like to look away, look back, see how perfectly I can just do it by feel. All right, coming up to 45 seconds now. Hang on to that 105. Hard part's coming up. You're gonna do a lift in cadence. It's gonna bring up your wattage. You're gonna have a little bit higher effort, and then you're gonna get a minute, just a minute, where we're backing it off a little bit. So it's 21 minutes of a pretty hard effort, having little kind of ups and downs, a little bit of pseudo recovery. Okay, coming up to your first increase in cadence, 30 seconds. Gonna go into it in 5, Okay, here we go. Getting ready. A little bit of a lift. 5 to 10 RPM. In 2, 1, up, up. This is where you are overreaching. Up to around a 110. Bring it up now. Good job. On, 20 seconds. A little bit less. Stay right there. Awesome job. 10. Gonna get a little break after this. In 5. Hold on to it. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Preferred cadence. 90 to 100. If it's as low as 90, that's totally fine. Back the gear off a little bit now. 50%. Recover, recover, recover. 45 seconds. All right, I have a little bit of sweat, a little drink. I like to think of pretty long climb in Europe. Get these little breaks on the switchbacks. Learn to make use of them in 20 seconds. This next part is a 4-minute piece at 100 cadence. So 100 cadence is where you want to be. Finding your cadence rhythm right now. You're going to bring the gear back in to be at 75-ish. 70 to 75 or 7 out of 10 in 2, 1. Bring it up. And we got 4 minutes like this. Each little switchback is going to be a little shorter. It's going to be a little lower cadence. And it's going to be a little harder output after these first 2. Relax your shoulders. Good job. Okay, I know sometimes I say, I'm not going to say anything for a bit. Just going to let you get your rhythm. You can always turn me down if you want to just get into your zone. But little prompts. Almost at a minute. Hold on to that 70-75%. This is going to make you so much stronger when you're out on the road. You're going to thank me for this, even if you're not thanking me for it right now. 3 minutes to go. Breathe. Relax. I like to tap my fingers sometimes just to remind myself not to death grip, and also just changing your hand position. When I'm on longer climbs, I do tend to ride on the tops, which is up here, on the hoods. Another position, one of the things that you'll find, especially when you're doing long efforts, long climbs, change is good. A little bit of a change in rhythm, a little bit of a change in hand position. Remember, when we're on the indoor bike as well, you're in one position a lot. If I'm not telling you to stand or move around, feel you need it, by all means, do so. All right, we're almost at 2 minutes. Halfway through, I'm gonna stand and get on top of the gear, just for a little bit here. My back is stretched, change up the muscle groups I'm using, and taking my bike with me so I don't throw it into people behind me. I'm gonna get back into my rhythm. 100 cadence, 7 out of 10, 70 to 75%. All right, really good, guys. Minute and a half like this. I was saying, I get a bit sweaty. All right, we're gonna go, getting close to a minute to go. I want you to focus. Think about some positive visuals, right? Think about someone you want to look like when you're climbing. Maybe it's your friend, maybe it's some Euro pro, maybe it's, I don't know, your dad or mom, whoever it might be. Minute to go. I used to like to think I looked like my old coach. Far from it, but still helped carry me over some hard efforts. Good. Relax shoulders, strong through the feet. All you have to do when you're on these things, take little pieces and just think about, as long as you keep same pressure on the pedals, same rhythm, on a constant incline, nothing's really gonna change. But you've got to focus. Don't fall asleep. 20 seconds. The next thing is gonna be that increase in cadence again. So from 100, about 5 RPM. Don't try and be a hero, because you've got to recover in a minute again. All right, increasing the cadence now. In 2, 1, up, on. Push it up into this recovery. On, tempo. Nicely done. On, push, 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 push. Almost there. Just about 10 seconds to go. Stay with it now. Almost at 5. A little bit more. 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna bring it back to where you're comfortable in cadence and a little bit of gear off. You wanna be at 50%, 5 out of 10, at the most. Recover, recover. Lots of times, I use that myself, even today, even if I'm riding a fondo or a training ride with someone, feel like I've just made a hard effort. Let's go recover, recover, recover. It's amazing what that 5 or 6 seconds can do for you in terms of getting back on it. We'll be doing some efforts where you go into a piece really hard, you try and carry it over at a pretty high, like 7-ish out of 10 kind of effort. Use that lots of times in hard group rides, fondos, all that kind of thing. Mountain bike races. Okay, next one, 90 cadence. Bringing it down now. 90 cadence. Gear is a little bit off your 85%, about 10 to 20 watts more than you were at for the last one. This is 3 minutes long. Starting to get to the middle point. We're over the middle point of this climb. All right, 90 cadence. Settle in now. A little bit bigger push, a little bit bigger output. For lots of us, around 90 cadence, it's gonna be a lot more comfortable than the higher ones, but it's still enough momentum, be a really optimal kind of output. Efficiency, like I said, trying to learn efficiency at the different cadences. If you don't do it, your body won't learn it. Okay? Coming up to a minute. Good. I'm just gonna let you crank your music. You're just under 85%. That's right around your lactate threshold, pretty hard. 8 out of 10. And you've got 2 minutes to go. All right, stay right here. Think about those circles. Remember the single leg drill? Now you want to think about the circles. Just eking every bit of power out of the circles. Tracy's laughing at me because I said I wasn't going to talk, and now I am. Now, all right, 90 seconds to go. Hold on. Breathe, focus. Just hold on to that cadence. Good job. All right, guys, this is getting closer, closer to the top. Focus on 30 seconds at a time. You've got 1 minute to go. You're getting a little cranked up here. Trying to keep it 90 cadence. All right, riders, turn it over. Keep on the gear. You're gonna have another big push. 5 RPM increase coming up in just over 30 seconds. Right? Into that recovery again. Kind of sort of recovery. Hold on to this. Around 80% is going to be where you're starting to really feel that lactic acid. It's hard to clear it. Don't have enough oxygen to clear it. Just about at 3 minutes. Getting ready to go with me We've got to push into this next little piece. 5 RPM coming up. 3, 2, and 1. Come on. Wind it up. Get on the pedals. Up, up. On. Make this little attempt. You're in a good group of riders on this hill. You want to stay with this little push. It's just a little increase. Someone's got a little bit of juice in their gumption here. In 5 seconds. 3, 2, and comfortable cadence. 90 to 100 at your 50%. Come on, get it. Get that recovery. 60 seconds here. Not even now, 45. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. Make sure that gear's where you can bring it down. 2 more hard ones. I need to get a little drink down. About 30 seconds. Remember to learn to drink when you're under a little bit of stress. You're gonna need to be able to do that. Group rides, racing if you're doing any racing, beer bets, coffee bets, all that. Gotta keep some hydration. All right, 80 cadence. Bring it down now. 80 cadence, 2 minutes at your 85%. So this is now in a crisp climbing gear. Bring that gear up. 2, 1, 2 minutes. Hunker down, come on. This is where you really feel the recruitment. Some more big muscles. Get after it. Relax again, anything you can. Your face. Awesome job. Hold on to that 80 cadence. Hold on to that big gear. Big, strong, powerful pedal strokes. Awesome job. Stay with it now. Almost halfway through. I'm gonna give you halfway. Do a little check-in with your body. Ready for this final push to the top of the hill. You've worked really hard to be here. All right, just about 60 seconds to go. Hold on to that gear. Big muscles are working now, come on. Think you can, think you can. Stay with this gear. Stay with the cadence. Nothing changing. Awesome job, come on. Push, push. So near the top. So near the top. Almost at 30 seconds to go. Come on. Big strong circles. Shoulders down. Let's grab onto everything we can get from every pedal stroke. Keep it smooth. 20 to 30% more energy utilized. More power. All right, just by being efficient. 10 seconds. We're gonna bring it to a little jump up now. This is gonna be over our 85%. Not easy, okay? 5 RPM. Get ready. 2, 1, up, up. Come on. Turn it over. Only 30 seconds. Hold on to it. So near the top. Come on, guys. Come on. Push, push. Last little bit. On. Try and stay looking up. 10 seconds. Come on, this is the last one. Little recovery, then our minute and a half to the top. 3, 2, and 1. 50%, 1 minute. Here we are, right at the top now. Flushing cadence. Another little drink. Remember, lots of this in your head. Think you can, think you can. Rode really hard to be here. Your time. This is your trying to help you reach your goals, right? 30 seconds. Now, we're just gonna be a bit on the rivets for the last 90 seconds. You're gonna drop the cadence to 70. This is a steep part of the climb. You're gonna bring the wattage over your 85%, And we're gonna drive it to the finish. 70 cadence now. Bring the gear up. 30-second drive over the top when we get there. In 2, 1, come on. Make it count. Crank your music. Ah, come on. Get your best grr face on. And up and over, up and over. 15 seconds. 45 to go. Don't get heavy. Still keep your chest open. Look where you're going. Look at that finish line. It's a minute ahead of you now. 30 seconds like this, and then we're gonna push for the line. Come on, guys. Strong through the feet. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. 15 seconds. Getting that last bit. Squeezing it out. Awesome job. Come on, everyone. Push, 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 push. All right, there's a little jump by Johnny Mac on our right-hand side. Let's race him for the line. Wind it up. 30 seconds. Up, up, up. Come on. Keep it going. Right past the finish line. 15 seconds. Come on. A little bit more. Hold it on. Cross the line. Big number now. 5, 3, 2, and let it go. Good job. Back it right off. Whew. Alrighty. Well, that was fun. Okay. Keep turning the legs around. Nicely done. We're gonna ride like this, trying to recover for 4 minutes. And then we're gonna do another piece, a little bit different. Some things are the same in terms of changing around or playing around with cadence. So pretty disappointing. This is actually a couple years ago. Strada Bianca, one of the races that's been canceled for this year. It's always such an exciting time of year, the spring, watching the classics, and we were taking our U23 Espoir race team. We're going to be going over to Europe. We still haven't had it canceled yet, but had a very exciting season planned. The Espoir Paris-Roubaix was one of the races, so fingers crossed everyone's going to get healthy, and we're going to be back going and racing exciting races in Europe. Okay, so a lot of people who start riding don't probably have never been told about working around a bunch of cadences. And you know, as I say, we're just trying to turn you into a better biker, giving you more tools in your tool bag. And whether you have pretty good leg speed, no leg speed, you're not very strong, can't push big gears around, these exercises are all addressing those requirements in biking, and they're just going to help you get out on the road. We give you a bunch of tools, and then you can play around with them outside and find what works for you best in different situations. But changing the gears, I remember when I started biking, actually, I really didn't know that you could get out of your big chain ring. I was a little bit scared to shift. I mean, that was a long time ago, about 35 years ago, but still, everybody's been there. Everybody's got some sort of comedy they've been through when they're learning how to ride their bike. So we're just trying to help speed up that process for some of you, giving you good training structure, and then you personalize it yourself, right? 45 seconds. What we're gonna do now, we're starting at a lower cadence, and this is all gonna be at your 75% number. And we're gonna start 70 RPM. Sorry, yes, 70 RPM, 75% or 7-ish out of 10. So we're around that hour power number. And after 3 minutes, I'm gonna ask you to increase the cadence to 80. You're going to settle into that. You're gonna stay there and not change the gear first a little bit. And then you're gonna ride at 80 cadence at your 75%. and so on. So I'll cue you on that. I want you to find your 70 right now. We're going to go into this for real in 30 seconds. So 70 cadence, dropping it down from where you were flushing. A little drink, a little bit more gear, going in 15 seconds. Find something on your playlist that you like for a low cadence. Always helps you. That's what I like to try and do when I'm actually teaching the classes. So bringing the gear up now, so you're at your 75%. And we're gonna go, this is about 21 minutes again. In 2, 1, here we go. 70 cadence, 75% or 7 out of 10. Locking into this now for the best part of 3 minutes to go. And we're gonna work our way all the way up, kind of the same way we did on the climb before, but going the other way. Gonna go from this lower cadence, and we're gonna be bringing it up every 3rd minute. So settle into it now. This is where we're at a kind of a climbing cadence. Basically, not too steep a hill probably. I'm still a little bit high. I have to bring it down a little bit, adjust my gear. Good, settle into this one now. 1 minute done. 1 minute done. Remember to breathe. A little bit of a touchdown on relaxing again. You got a couple minutes to go. You know, it's great having all the numbers, the power meter. Not all of you are riding probably at home with a power meter, but also sometimes you get on your bike, you got that Garmin going, and you're seeing numbers you don't like. It can actually be a bit of a negative, right? So I'll always recommend, if you're not seeing what you want to, don't give up. Maybe don't pay too much attention to it for a little bit. Give yourself a break and still get through the workout. It's all a bonus, right? We're 2 minutes. Staying right here, another minute. Hold on to it. Core engaged, right? When I started riding indoors many, many years ago, I was staying at Tracy the other day. Used to stare at a wall, no music. But I miss my people in here. Gotta say that, right? Hope you're all enjoying some time with your family. Okay, 75%, comfortably uncomfortable, right? So I like to call it. It's not comfortable, but we can handle it. We're up to an hour. We're gonna increase our cadence now. 10 seconds, all right? And increase the cadence up to 80, and then we're not gonna change our gear for the first little bit, so it's a power increase as well. Here we go. In 2, 1, wind it up, 80. We're gonna push the wattage up, pushing the effort up. Closer to 8 out of 10 now. Hold on to that. Come on. Here you go. 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. Hang on to that 80-ish. And we're gonna back off the gear. Coming up in 15. Backing off the gear. Holding on to that 80 cadence. Giving yourself a little break. Back to that 7 out of 10. All right, here we go. 3, 2, back the gear off a little bit. 80 cadence. Another 3 minutes here. 80 cadence. Recover, recover. 80 cadence. It's like a crisp climbing cadence, probably at a fairly low grade. To turn this over, Just hold on to that 7 out of 10, 70 to 75%. Those of you who train with us know the percentages we work from, all from maximum aerobic power, which is what we look at for our 100%. Okay? Hold on to that 80. I keep getting a little excited. I don't mean to be pushing up higher. Good. There we go. A little bit more. Good. Crank up those tunes again. Remember, we do have the Spotify list or whatever you like that's out there. It does help if you can find something motivates you, matches the cadence a little bit. So right here, we got it pegged. When you're in these bigger gears, remember, let your ankles do a little bit of work. Help you move your foot around, nice and positive. Not punching down on the pedals, keeping it smooth. Learning that efficiency. Good job. This is definitely a place where your legs start to hurt. They're screaming. A little bit of retaliation. What do we say? Shut up, legs. Always a good one. Thanks, Jens Voigt, for coming up with that. All right. Good job. You got 1 more minute, okay? 1 more minute. There's lots of great little terms and mantras that you can use when you're out training, trying to do hard efforts. I have one girl I coach. She's done some great things. And one of our coaches now, actually, she liked Never, Never Give Up so much. She has a beautiful tattoo on her arm now. She doesn't even have to have it written on her handlebars. Of course, we all knew who that was, Winston Churchill, but lends itself to sports. Really, really, really. Wow, how many times have you thought you had to give up, and then you've come back? 10 seconds. Lifting it again. 90 RPM this time. Ready, everyone? 3, 2, 1. Up, up. Bring the cadence up. Not going to touch the gear for the first bit. We're just going with that wattage increase. It hurts. I know. Hold on to it for a bit more. All right? Just under 40 seconds. 90 cadence. Keep that rhythm going. Less than 30. Come on, guys. Hold on to it. A little bit more. Just under 20. Gonna reduce that gear. Settle back into our 70%, 70 to 75. All right, in 10. Hold on to that 90. Getting ready to back the gear off. Remember, these changes all help us get through the effort. In 3, 2, 1. Gear off. Back to that 75%. Good job. Hold on to the cadence. This is a sweet spot for most of us in cadence work. Around, a little high there. We got 90 cadence, we got nice momentum. Lots of significant things are accomplished at this cadence. I believe one of the last hour records was set at an average 94, 95 RPM. We know these days lots of riders that do have ability, efficiency at the top end of the spectrum, turning the pedals over 105, 110, 115. Lots of them have had a track background. Not me, that's for sure, but lends itself to that. All right, holding on to this now. 2 more minutes, less than 2 minutes. Try and keep yourself in control. Don't forget to drink. Little drink. Settle down, Lesley. Don't get too cranked up. Okay, we got a couple more jumps here. 90 seconds more at this 90 cadence. So one of the things about maximum power, you need to be able to turn the pedals over. So biggest gear you can push without any momentum isn't going to give you your most or your maximum power, explosive power. Going to need some turnover behind it. So we have to learn turnover and we need strength. Both things really important in cycling. Good job, everyone. All right, this is where we really got to hunker down. Really got to pay attention. Strong through the feet. If you need to focus on something, takes your attention away from your legs. Think about relaxing. Think about those shoulders down. All right? Tap the fingers. Think about your hand position. Really good, guys. In 10 seconds, we're doing that nasty little punch in the cadence. 10 RPM. Bringing it up to 100. Not touching the gear for the first little bit. In 2, 1. Wind it up. Up, up, up. Get a little faster music on now. Playing your playlist. 100 cadence. Settle in right there. Good job. I got the dancing queen in front of me. On. 30 to go. Stay with it now. Come on. Stay with me. We're at the end of our big day here. Thank us for some of this, I won't call it anguish, suffering. Suffering's okay. Don't call it pain. It's just a little bit of suffering. 10 seconds. All right, ready to back the gear off at 100 cadence. This is our last little bit. Last few minutes coming up now. 2, 1, get that gear back down. 70 to 75%. At this point, if you have to back off the wattage a little bit more, by all means, just stay with completing the workout. Stay with the cadences. Are you getting all this huge benefit? Right? All right, 100 cadence now. Peg it. Remember what I said earlier? Sometimes get into your rhythm, see the number, look away. We'll think about avoiding looking at the computer next minute. Focus on learning the rhythm. Core engaged. That's a minute down. 2 to go. 2 to go like this. On, strong through the feet. 360 degrees. All right, when you feel you've got your breath, take another drink. Some of it's just happy mouth, getting us to the end of the workout. Getting close to our 2-minute mark. 1 minute after that, 1 more left. Then we're into overreaching. 110 RPM, not easy to do. You can only do 105, that's okay, but I want you to try and get there, all right? And there'll be a lift just at the end. Good job, we got 1 minute. 1 minute. You see that number? Did you look down again? Is it still there? Exactly the same? Okay, good. That's what we want to see. We want to see that you can get into a rhythm, lock it in, and your body's learning. Less than 45 seconds. This next one, bit of a nasty one, okay? Whether you're at 75% or a little lower, the leg speed itself is gonna be challenging. Focus on staying still, quiet in your saddle. Pistons are gonna rev up. 110. Okay, in just over 10 seconds. Trying to hold it for a minute. Getting ready to wind it up. I am not a leg speed master. This is not my happy place. I'm with you guys, okay? This hurts. Going in 2, going in 1, up, punt. Try and squeeze it out now. 110 cadence. There you go. Once you see it, lock into it. Stay smooth. 45 seconds to go. And concentrate. Concentrate. Think you can. Use those visuals. Someone with high leg speed who looks smooth and quiet, strong on their bike, just like them. 20 seconds. Come on. Stay with it. A little bit more. We're so close to being done now. And 10. You're gonna hold that 110 cadence a little bit longer. And 5. Backing off the gear. 2, 1, 110. Hold the cadence. A little bit easier gear. Stay right here now. Don't let it drop. Hey, this is hard. Seconds done. We're gonna count it down, 30 at a time. We are so close to the end of the workout. Just sitting down, having a snack, having a beer if it's that time of night, having a coffee if it's that time in the morning. All right, my challenge to you, see that 110. Look away, shoulders down, quiet face. Tap the fingers, hold on to it. We'll look back again in 15 seconds. We are almost halfway through this. Come on, right here. Look down, there you go. Still got 110. Whoa, a little more for me. All right, I get to quiet it down a little bit. 90 seconds. Awesome job. Come on, everybody, stay with me now. So good. Such a good effort. All right, there's that 110 again. 60 seconds. You got 2 minutes total to go. You're gonna stay like this. Then we're gonna do one last minute. Whatever you can do, all right? Hold on to this right now. Strong through the feet. Gonna go in 45. This is for the end. This is for all the bets. Good. Maybe change your hand position. I'm gonna bring it down to the drops for the last little bit. If you're comfortable with that, do the same. 15 seconds. Hold it right here. Getting ready to wind it up. I'm just gonna say up, up. You're gonna go with me. 115 if you can. Don't worry about 120 unless you got that in your tool bag. Go with it. All right? Last minute. Up, up. Come on, guys. Keep it rolling. Up, up. 115 if you can. Stay with me now. Come on. Work so hard to be here. Come on, push, push, push. Last 30 seconds coming up. If you can, over 115, 120. Hold on to it. Come on, all the way. Past the finish line. Push, 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 push. 20. On. Everyone now. 15. Hold on to it last little bit. Come on. Right past the finish line. Right past the finish. 5, 3, 2, and 1. You're done. Back the gear off. Right off. Who made that up? Oh, awesome, everybody. All of our workouts, think about recovering a little bit, but all of our workouts, lots of stuff passed down generations of riding and racing and all of that. So often have on our mantra wall little sayings. Some of our coaches over the years, some of the people that have given us guidance, and hang on to those, because you know the real tried and true, training hard, doing a little bit of suffering is really what's going to make you better on the bike. So just give yourself a little time to wind down now. A few deep breaths. And thanks for joining us once again. It's a sad time missing everybody, but it's fun to finally get around to doing this. And one of the things that we've talked about as well is we're going to start doing some outdoor clinics and training. We've been meaning to get around to that for a long time, so that's going to be fun as well. And maybe we'll be putting some GoPros on you guys when you're out for rides, so we can get the point of view perspective as well. One of our coaches did that a couple years ago. It's sure fun being in the middle of everything and following along to it. So as you're starting to wind down here, spend as long as you like on the bike, turning your legs over until you feel really good. One of my pet peeves is when they try and make you stop after a fond or a race and stop pedaling. You need that flushing, right? That's moving the blood around, clearing the lactic acid. So enjoy this extra time away from work for now, I guess, and with family. Get out on your bike as well. I'm a big believer that this is a foundation of structured training that helps you stay strong, get stronger, learn, as I say, more tools in your tool bag. But enjoy getting out with family and friends. And I'm gonna go home because it's nighttime. I'm gonna go have a glass of wine maybe. Anyway, that's a wrap.